Hello and welcome to this podcast of Railway in the South. Today we are going to be focusing on South Western Railway. I do apologise for any background noise in advance. South Western Railway is a train operator company which operates in the South West London suburban area and South West England, including Exeter St David's and limited service to Bristol. The South Western Railway currently operates services between London Waterloo and Basingstoke, Portsmouth Harbour via Winchester, Poole and Weymouth. On this service there are roughly 5 trains per hour and units are currently operated by Class 450s and 444 multiple units. On the Portsmouth Direct line we have services towards Haslemere, Portsmouth and Southsea via Guildford and Portsmouth Harbour via Guildford. There are currently 4 trains per hour on this line. Units are usually a Class 450, 444 and an old Class 442. South Western Railway also operates services on the West of England Main Line, which includes London Waterloo to Salisbury and London Waterloo to Exeter, which includes services towards Pinhoe. These services are usually operated by a Class 158 and 159. South Western Railway also use the London Waterloo to Alton Main Line, which is usually a Class 450. South Western Railway currently operate on the South West London, which includes Weybridge, Hounslow, Kingston, Windsor Newton Riverside, Reading, Chesington South, Dorking, Guildford, Epsom, Shepperton, Hampton Court, Claygate and Woking. South Western Railway also operate the non-London routes, which include Ascot to Aldershot, Guildford to Fareham, Portsmouth Southsea to Southampton Central, Romsey to Salisbury, Brackenhurst to Lymington Pier, and Salisbury to Bristol Temple Mead. Please be aware that services between Salisbury, Bristol Temple Mead, they currently operate 5 trains per day. South Western Railway also use the Island Line, which has 2 trains per hour, which is the Pierhead to Shanklin, and are currently used with a Class 483. South Western Railway currently uses a variety of fleets, due for retirement are the Class 455, 456, 458 and the 707. The Class 455 are part of the BR second generation Mark III, while the 458 is part of the Alstom Juniper, and the 707 is part of Siemens Desiro City. The Class 455 is a 4-car electrical multiple unit which is suitable for third rail and can go a maximum of 75 miles per hour and is usually paired with the Class 476. The Class 455 and the 456 routes are operated on London Waterloo to Shepperton, Hampton Court, Woking and London Waterloo via Hounslow to Strawberry Hill, Dorking, Guildford, Oxshire, Epsom, Chesington South or Windsor Newton Riverside. Class 455 was built between 1982 and 1985. Class 455 can only go with a maximum speed of 75 miles per hour. The 456 has basically the same features, but instead of being a 4-car electrical multiple unit, it is a 2-car multiple unit. The Class 456 was originally from Southern and was transferred to South Western Railway for extra capacity. The Class 458 is used. The Class 458-5 goes between London Waterloo to Weybridge, Windsor Newton Riverside and Reading. The Class 458-5 currently goes 75 miles per hour and is formed of a 5-car electrical multiple unit which is again used by third rail. Before was the Class 458-0 which was a 4-car and used to go to 100 miles per hour. The 458 comes with parts from the 458-0 and a Class 460. The Class 707 is soon to be leaving South Western Railway despite the fact that it was built between 2015 and 2018. The Class 707 can go at a maximum speed of 100 miles per hour and is used on services between London Waterloo, Weybridge, Staines and Windsor Easton Riverside. South Western Railway also uses the Class 450, 444, 442, 159 and the 458. The Class 450 and 444 are part of the Siemens Desiro fleet. The Class 450 and 444 are both electrical multiple units running by third rail. The Class 444 is formed of 5 cars, while the Class 450 is formed of 4 cars. Please be aware that a Class 444 10 car is longer than a Class 450 12 car. The Class 450 is used on services between Portsmouth Harbour, Alton, Basingstoke, Poole, Reading, Southampton Central, Portsmouth and Southsea, Rockhurst, Leamington Pier. They also sometimes run on the Windsor Eton Riverside, Weybridge, Staines, Hounslow and Ascot to Guildford routes. The Class 450 is currently undergoing interior refurbishment to match South Western Railway's new colours. The Class 444 is a 5-car electrical multiple unit, also by Third Rail. It was built between 2003 and 2004 and currently on routes between Poole, Weymouth, Portsmouth Harbour and some outer suburban routes. The Class 450 was being manufactured between 2002 and 2006, and the Class 444 was built between 2003 and 2004. The Class 442 is an electrical multiple unit capable of doing 100 miles per hour. It currently has 5 carriages and currently operates between London Waterloo and Portsmouth Harbour. The Class 442 currently was built between 1987 and 1989. Next we have the Sprinters. Please be aware that the 442 is known as the Wessex Electrics. Now, the Class 158 Express Sprinters is a 2-car DMU capable of going up to 90 miles per hour. The Class 158 has 2 carriages and is on routes between London Waterloo and Salisbury, Bristol Temple Meads or Exeter St David's, and also services between Exeter St David's, Hornington and Amexter, but please be aware that is weekday services, and Womersley and Salisbury via Southampton Central. The Class 159 is also known as the South Western Turbo. It's a DMU formed of 3 carriages and is capable of going up to 90 miles per hour. The Class 159 operates in the west of England and on routes between London Waterloo, Salisbury, Bristol Temple Mead, Exeter St David's, Yeovil or from Portsmouth Harbour to Basingstoke and occasionally Portsmouth Harbour to Southampton Central. The Class 158 was built between 1989 and 1992. The Class 159 was built between 1992 and converted into 159-1 between 2006 and 2007. South Western Railway also operate a few depots and sidings, including Wimbledon Train Care Depot, which is located between Wimbledon and Ersfield, Bournemouth, Norham, Salisbury, Strawberry Hill, Fratham, Farnham and Feltham. Let's now talk about the future fleet of South Western Railway. South Western Railway are currently introducing XD stock trains for the Isle of Wight line and the Class 701s for the suburban lines. The Class 701 will be replacing the 455, 456 and 707 as well as the 458. This is a sad loss to us. Anyway, thank you for listening to this podcast. We hope that you learnt about something, and hopefully next episode will be all about Southern.